That video made me look like a lot tougher guy than I really am. Dave, music's been a huge part of my life. Alan Parsons, Beatles. But I will say that about a week and a half ago, I was at the back of our farm on Cedar Creek, and I was playing Joe Cocker. So I thought you and I were alike in many ways, but you're a lot cooler. And you want to talk about not being very cool. I normally don't write speeches down because I don't give a lot. But Shannon, my lovely wife, and yes, Balance and 4 kids, Brittany there, and Tara, and Everett, and Andrew's up north, and Tara's boyfriend Sean, a great guy. He's a greenhouse farmer, grower, and a bass player. And Johnny's new on board, and he's a muck farmer from Peely Marsh. So we still got a lot of farming in our community. Now, on the way up here, I had written a speech, and we were driving 2 cars. I was in the pickup, and I decided I wanted somebody to read it so I could relax driving up. Well, our daughter Tara will graduate next month in media and communications, and she corrected it for me. And I'm going to have a heck of a time reading it tonight, so bear with me. I think I need to see the doctor of the eyes too, so these Costco glasses work well for me. Dr. Strasser, Alumni Board, and Board of Directors, John Fairley, ladies and gentlemen, thank you and good evening. First off, I want to congratulate my fellow recipients, Margaret, Shelley, Tracy, and David. Each of your stories has been inspiring, and I'm also honored to be in your company this evening. Looking out amongst you, I do see some friends from hospice. Carol, I see Joan and Terry, I see Father Matthew, and I know this is not a hospice fundraising effort tonight, but hospice is a passion for me. I am the co-chair out on our South Erie campus, and I want to thank all those that have supported both hospice and that would continue to do so. And while I'm at it, and in many ways complementary to hospice, is that we have an incredible organization called Urquhart Foundation, which has been building wonderful trails and the marsh. I've been involved there 15 years, 16 I think, and at one time we were down to 3% green space in our area, which was pretty alarming. And today we boast around 8-9%, and the UN benchmark is 12. So we've come a long way. But as much as balance goes, see, I'm talking rather about environment and giving rather than the business end of things. I see young people out there today, and all I can say is I hope in whatever you do and whatever you do, you get inspired and you remain hopeful. I was inspired because St. Clair really was my last choice. I just didn't respond for whatever reason to university for me. I hate to admit, but I've never read 10 books in my life. I probably kept Cole's notes in business for many years of my life. And it wasn't until I came to St. Clair I engaged. And in fact, it was at St. Clair that I met a gentleman by the name of Isaac Barsky. And in fact, he headed up the industrial engineering program. And it had such a huge impact. I worked in the aerospace industry for 3 years. At my 10-year reunion of high school, I went back to see the school and my math teacher, Mr. Inglis, who had made me promise that if he put me on in grade 12 math, I'd never take math again. In 10 years, I came back, and my nickname at the time was Omer. He says, "Omer, great to see you. What are you doing these days?" And I said, "Well, I've been working in the aerospace industry at Plant 3 Dorval." on the F-18, but also working on the CL-215 water bomber and occasionally 767. So I've tried to get a hold of Mr. Barsky the last month, and I couldn't do that. And even today, I made the attempt in the wake pages, and I was not able to do that. I wanted to at least say something that I talked to Isaac Barsky. He meant that much to me. One year, semester, he taught 28 hours a week, if you can imagine. And he was a little bit boring at times, but it worked. So tonight I'm standing over there, and lo and behold, and then John and whoever arranged it, in walked Isaac Barsky. And Isaac, I know you're out there, and I was just so thrilled to see you, and I hope you have a chance to meet my family tonight. I'm going to move on to say thank you and wind it up. I know it's been a long night, but I will give some business advice to the young ones. In the future, if you ever have the opportunity to go into business, there will be times when you cannot pay your bills. Call early. Call early. Tell the truth. Differentiate yourself, because I can assure you that you will have times you can't pay your bill. Call early. You will be one in very few that would ever do that, and you will impress somebody in that regard. You may be surprised what that call might lead to. I want to thank the employees and my friends, not employees, that are here tonight, that have been with me through the Green Giant days, our fish days now. Danny, Helen, Elodie, Manny, Patty Christie, all of our ex-employees, and I'm missing somebody, I'm sure, Danilo, ex-employees at Tecumseh. I want to thank the president of Bonwell North America for keeping family tradition open after 22 years that it could have closed. He promised us. So with that, I want to move on to our kids who I had mentioned, and Brittany, and we love you, both your mom and I, very much, and thanks for being here tonight. And last but not least, I'm going to save you, honey, but both my mom and dad, Maeve is here tonight, and my dad, Gerald, his wife, Marilyn, and my mom's husband, Bob, is not able to be here tonight. Love you, and thanks for putting up with me all these years, probably right up to the present. Lastly, my wife, Shannon, has been the stalwart foundation of our home, and she's been my guardian in many ways, and I love you very much. So thanks, Shannon, and thank you, everybody. Have a great evening.